Hello and welcome to episode 143 of The Fizz. We have a new format for you guys. We are getting right to the point. It's called 15 minutes of Fizz. These will be a little more streamlined, a little quicker for those with smaller commutes. We'll get right to the point. This is just a way to stay in front of you guys each week until our summer vacation is over and we go back to the longer Fizz come fall. So I'm here with the main men, Channy Football, Ice Cold Brew Lou. We're going to do a little 2-minute intro, a little catch up. Then we're going to each get 5 minutes on our topics of the week. My topic is the Detroit Red Wings. Channy Football's got Shohei Ohtani and the betting scandal. And then Ice Cold Brew Lou is going to tackle March Madness. But before we get into all of that, let's thank our sponsors, Detroit City Distillery and Vosa, who this podcast is brought to you by. So let's start with Ice Cold Brew Lou. How you been, brother? What's the word?
Doing good, baby. It's good to be back on the saddle with the boys. Let's ride, baby. Let's ride. I've been staying busy, bro. So obviously not too many bugs out right now. Christmas season's over. So I started doing some substitute teaching over the last 2 months. Spring break was actually this week. So I'm all finished up with that, going full bug mode in April. But I do have a fun story that I would like to share with you guys about my experience in the substitute world. So I was at a middle school, and they have like a third hour that's like your homeroom or your advisory hour. And they're pretty much like Nazis about having your cell phone out at this place. So if you give these guys, or these kids, I should say, 5 or 10 minutes on their phone, they'll love you forever.
What age are we talking?
We're talking, this was 7th and 8th grade split. So I had 7th and 8th graders. So I want to say that's like 13, 14, I think.
Okay, whatever.
So I'm it's homeroom, so they don't really do anything. Like, you work on extra work, you sleep, you play games on your computer, maybe read a book if you're that loser. But regardless,
You're getting paid for this.
you're in homeroom. Yes, correct. I was getting paid. It wasn't voluntary.
You read, you loser.
Government money.
To your education system. So anyway, I got the computer. I have the smart board pulled up, and I go on to my business profile for Mosquito Authority, pull it up. I tell the kids, I said, hey, I got a deal. I want to make you guys a special offer just for you guys, special. Okay? Get your phones out, and I'm going to let you go on your phones for 10 minutes of the class if you can do one simple task. You're going to go to Mosquito Authority of Rochester. You're going to click the link on Google, and you're going to put a 5-star review down. You show me your phone, show me that you put down the 5-star review. You can have 10 minutes of phone time. No questions asked. They're fucking ecstatic. Okay, all day. Boom, boom, boom. They're firing them in. I get about 7 or 8 reviews. Maybe 25, 30 minutes goes by. I look down. I got a text message on my phone. I'm like, all right, who's bothering me now? I'm fucking teaching our youth, It's the principal of the school. The principal goes, hey, I'm not sure what's going on, but I just got a call from a parent saying that you're forcing kids to leave you a 5-star review on your business Google page. I'm like, fuck. Couple things. First of all, who's that concerned as a parent that's calling up to the school saying that you have to leave a review on a business page? 2, what kind of kid gets their phone out for 5 minutes and the first thing you do is text their mommy and say, oh, the teacher hooked us up fat today. Let us go on our phones. Can you call the school and fuck the guy over?
I mean, it's just hereditary tattletale bullshit. I mean, it's like the one tattletale told on you to his mom, and the mom had to go tell someone. Her parents are probably dead, so she went to the principal.
If it was a game of Clue, I'd be guessing it was the kid that was reading that texted his mom.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Yeah. Did you send out a death threat to everyone out there or what?
I followed up the next day. I said, not only will you get to go on your phone if you find this rat, but I will also personally deliver you a hot and ready pizza. And it was off the rails after that, baby.
Man, $5 was the reward. I respect the hustle from you, Lou, fucking getting those reviews in. And in fact, anyone listening here, go find Mosquito Authority. What is it, Rochester?
Yep.
Mosquito Authority Rochester. Go write a 5-star review.
Absolutely.
Good update. Channy, what do you got?
I didn't have anything where I was hustling our youth or bartering or making fun of junior high kids. But I did have a bender in downtown Detroit this weekend. Was good going on a bachelor party. Hit the main staples, a steakhouse, and a strip club in Detroit, and then, of course, finish the night with a soft pack and a casino. What says downtown Detroit more than cigarettes, steak, and strippers? That's my
Amen.
update.
Amen.
Not much.
Yeah. No, I have the least cool update of anything. My men's league hockey team got eliminated from the playoffs in the semifinals. The defending champs eliminated us for the second year in a row, or second year time in 2 years. Went to game 3, ended up losing 1-0. It was a tale of 1-0s this weekend between us and the Red Wings. So hockey's officially done. I'm feeling pretty washed up. Time to move into golf, where I was and never was. So it'll be a good transition here. Let's jump into our sports topics. We're going to do 5 minutes each, and then that'll be it. That's your bite-sized fizz everyone gets for the summer. So we'll start with Channy football, Shohei Ohtani. 5 minutes. Go ahead, brother.
Everyone's heard about the most generational player in the MLB, Shohei Ohtani, but I'm not here to talk about, what he's doing on the field. I'm here to talk about what's going on off the field. So this is my whole point. We all know the story. His translator took an absorbent amount of money, roughly $4.5 million, believed, out of his bank account. The story has changed 8 times since it's come out. So, guys, if you were in his situation, Frank, I'm going to put you in Shohei Ohtani's shoes. I know you usually are in his shoes when you play softball during the summer. Yeah. Exactly. Say I got in a gambling debt. You're Dave Portnoy 2.0. Champagne's worth $1 billion now. You bailing me out $4.5 million?
Yeah, right? It's nothing. Chump change, buddy.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for that.
Yeah, $4.5 million. So I think, Channy, you are assuming a little much there that people fully understand this story. Mm-hmm. I know it's happening, but I don't fully understand the story. I know the translator was taking Shohei Ohtani's money and placing bets on it. Kind of what's going on. Even the Spark
notes. So that's the story now, is that he is taking the money and stealing it to pay the bookie. When it first came out, he told ESPN that Ohtani was actually authorizing and possibly physically transferring the money on behalf of his friend because he was in trouble with the bookie. So to me, to be honest with you, is it a huge deal? I'm not sure. This guy's the turtle to Ohtani's Vinny Chase. He's just the chauffeur, bag boy, translator.
How did it even come up?
Bailed out by his buddy.
How did it even come up? Who's the rat? Again, we're just trying to find rats.
Find that rat.
Find the rat.
8th grader. The 8th grader's the rat. He texted his mom. His mom texted the commissioner.
Well, you know what it is. Need that pizza.
That fucking pizza, boy.
So I bring this up as a whole, too, because Ohtani got in trouble for betting. I'm sure you saw the Jonte Porter stuff where he was sitting himself in games and betting his own player prop under. An NBA player this past week was telling his boys to bet his unders and then was faking injuries allegedly during the game. This was found out because it was the biggest liability for a prop bet on DraftKings 2 separate nights, and it hit both nights.
Jesus God.
It's getting to the point where I even saw today the NCAA is now asking states to ban collegiate player props because of all the pressure and all of the basically BS and bribery going on around these single props and sports betting as a whole right now.
I heard that somebody had $80,000 on his under, and he pulled himself from the game because he said he had something in his eye.
Yeah.
That's why my God! Play anymore.
And this is a two-way player. This is a 12th out of 13th guy on the roster.
This is what all the naysayers warned us of. This is why gambling was not in sports for so many years. This is why Pete Rose is banned from baseball. This is fucking nuts.
Well, did you hear what Pete said? He goes, "I wish I had a translator back when I got caught."
No way.
So Ohtani caught a stray from him. But at the end of the day, the only difference between these guys and Ohtani's was Ohtani's guy was using a bookie anyway. It wasn't like he was going through a site. He had his own underground guy that he owed money to, which makes the story even a little bit more odd.
I'm calling bullshit. I guarantee Ohtani's in on this somehow. There's no way he ain't fucking picking some games or some over-unders.
I just think it's crazy. I don't know. That guy's got so much money. What's he even, I mean, I guess gambling's fun. I guess if when we have money, like we'll still gamble, but to lose that much, I mean, I don't know until you're in the situation, but that's just fucking wild to me.
The richest North American athlete, and he's betting through an illegal bookie. I would love to get that guy's account.
Have you seen the Twitter video of where like Ohtani's talking and the captions are coming up? And it's like he's talking about baseball, but the captions are just reading like, I like the Celtics tonight. I think they're more of an 8-point favorite than an 8.5. Like, I don't know. It's really funny.
Yeah.
It just basically like is like fake captions of Ohtani betting.
So did the bookie call the fucking Ohtani's translator like, hey, I'm going to come break your fucking kneecaps if I don't get my 4.5? Or like, what was that call like?
Maybe he's like, hey, I'll blow this whole operation out of the water if you don't pay up.
Yeah. And it looks like it did anyway.
Sucks to suck, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's right at the that's the 5-minute mark. There's our horn. All right, March Madness, Lou, what do you got?
Yeah, so most important story of March Madness is the cracker of the day. Jack Goyke from OU pops fucking 10 3 balls against Kentucky. Oakland University, best team of the March Madness tournament from Michigan, bar none. MSU absolutely shit themselves against UNC. Played a great game against Mississippi State. Comes out, all horses go the first 7-8 minutes of the game, and then ends the half on a 23-2 or something like that run. And then it was just lights out after that. So it's like, whatever, fuck you guys, OU, Golden Grizzlies, shout out to all y'all. Keep banging. My other superstar so far, DJ Burns, a.k.a. the Escalade, a.k.a. the Wagon out of NC State.
Yes.
That guy rolls out of the tunnel with the fucking subwoofer on his teammates got the subwoofer on his shoulder.
Yes.
He's listening to, a lot of people are like, oh, what song was that? Blah, blah, blah. So I did some research for you guys.
Nice.
It's called Get In With Me, Boss Man D-Lo.
I could have guessed that.
You didn't know it was by Boss Man D-Lo?
I didn't.
If you don't listen to Boss Man D-Lo, get the fuck out of here.
So he was banging it out. Those are my two favorite guys so far of the tournament. Some of my favorite games so far, round one, Dayton over Nevada. Nevada was winning.
I'm stopping you really quick. Fucking,
Fire.
You're talking about the Escalade. You're talking about Mr. Burns. So me and my buddy had after hockey, we were sitting in the locker room, and granted, we know nothing about these teams. We haven't watched them. You know, we're basically betting logos and shit. And I got a tip from a buddy who knows probably less than I do that he liked Texas Tech over NC State that night. We took Texas Tech with the spread, got to the bar, took one look at the game, saw Burns the Escalade, and said, "We're fucked." I said, "Buddy, let me Venmo you for that bet because that's my fault. There's no way we're beating that guy, and I'm not betting against that fucking guy again." But then I did with Oakland out of pure pride, and DJ Burns fucking burned me twice. So continue.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say absolute wagon, fucking
Jug.
Oh, a jug, yes, jug of the week,
Jug of the week, dude. My wife's gonna be so pumped. She's been asking for Jug of the week every week, and that's it. DJ Burns first Jug of the week officially.
Absolutely, feel like he ran away with it this week too.
He did. He's a Jug Escalade.
The thing I'm taking from the tourney right now, a lot of chalk. I don't know if you guys saw.
Insane.
Favorites to win in what, maybe ever, I think it was. All the blue bloods are in it. The big names are in it. The exact opposite of last year when Florida Atlantic was in the Final Four. A lot of chalk, a lot of favorites happening. And I feel like there's just not that excitement this year. I know our local teams are absolute dog shit, but there's no real stars. I'm not really familiar with the players. And I just feel like sports betting as a whole is hurting the whole bracket experience because I have more on one game than my entry.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The bracket's always just kind of throwaway, in my opinion. The most fun thing that I do, and I've done it for a few years, is a survivor pool. And you pick a team that plays every day, not every round.
Okay.
And that's actually like a lot more fun. And then if you'd be surprised how little people make it to the finals. But if you do make it to the finals, the winner is who has the most points of seeds. So like if you picked a 10, 11, a 12 seed to advance, like you add up all those points. If you're just going 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, you're going to have a low amount of points. But honestly, the survivor has been a lot more fun. And, you know, once there's an upset, which there hasn't been with this chalk, like it's just like mass murder. And you're like, I don't know. I like
Is
it
it
a
a
lot.
different team every round, or can you use the same
No,
team?
you can't pick the same.
No, you can't pick the same team.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the fun of it is like you want to like roll the dice on an upset. And you know how many, you know, like it's just, you want to roll dice on an upset, but once you use that team, they're done.
Right.
And they
Okay.
got to survive.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
that-
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that one's been a lot of fun. And I
Yeah.
don't know, dude, Chaney, I kind of disagree. I think there's been some like pretty awesome games. Like I get what you're saying with the upsets, and like there hasn't been like a star. I get what you're saying, but like I mean, the Oakland upset rocked. Like that Florida Colorado game that was over 100 points that went down to the final
Yep.
shot. I thought that was amazing. The sickest play of the March Madness was A&M on that inbounds through the middle to hit that 3-pointer to tie it versus Houston, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was sick. So I don't know. I think there's been some pretty entertaining games, but I would agree I am missing kind of like that. You know, that Cinderella story.
It's
I
going to be
agree.
cool having these games at LCA this weekend too. Purdue, Gonzaga, Tennessee, Creighton. I don't think we've hosted a regional final since LCA's been up.
Not a final, no.
Oh,
That's it. All right, that was our second topic. Let's move on to mine. The Detroit Red Wings, probably the shittiest topic that we have. Boys, they broke my spirits yesterday. So they lost to the Washington Capitals 4-3 in overtime. Obviously, you know, they had won 6 straight. Then they proceeded to lose 7 straight. They lost Larkin, but then Larkin comes back. They have a very convincing win against a team they needed to beat, the New York Islanders. Convincing win. Then lose a really tough game to the hottest team in the NHL, the Nashville Predators, 1-0. I felt good going into Washington. I feel like Washington is not a good team. That team was written off halfway through the season, and the only reason they were playing was to get Ovechkin goals. That's the only reason they were existing. And now they find themselves in the 8th spot in the playoffs with a game in hand on the Wings. The Wings beat them 8-3 last time they played them. They go into Washington, got the full roster ready, have a 2-1 lead going into the third. That immediately gets erased in the first 5 minutes. Kane scores late, of course, and then in overtime, we looked like shit, lose the game. I called it a must-win game. It takes a lot for me to call a game a must-win game when there's still mathematically a real good chance you can make it if you just win games. I felt like this one broke me, like, officially. Like, I feel like losing this game really, really hurt the Wings' chance of making the playoffs. And I hate saying that because there's still 10, 11 games left. But if you look at our schedule coming up, it's Florida, it's Tampa, it's
Carolina.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's actually Carolina, Florida, Tampa, and then we go back to like Buffalo and a few other guys, and we do close the season with Montreal and stuff. But that last game really kind of broke my
The hill's
soul.
getting steep and it's getting muddy. And dude, like wheeling it back a little bit too, Frank. Yeah, Kaner scored at the end there to tie the game. What the fuck's Petrie doing? We talked about this last night. The guy has the puck wide open in front of the net, and he doesn't even shoot it on fucking net. He tries passing it to Perron.
Jail.
Unbelievable,
That
dude.
was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I would do that in beer league. You catch the pass. He knows he's close to the net. He poops himself because he doesn't have his head up, and he fires it into the corner. That blew my mind. And to watch that replay, I've watched it probably 5,000 times. He has the whole net. Like,
It's all open. The goalie's laying down like spread eagle.
the Caps are like conceding the goal.
Yes.
I don't.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, man.
And then
Like,
you got fucking DeBrincat in overtime, 2-on-1, Mo Sider in front of the net, fucking throws it in his feet. Puck goes in the corner. He falls down. They go down the other way and fucking score.
dude, the Detroit Red Wings are the weirdest fucking team in overtime. Like all that matters in NHL overtime, all that matters in 3-on-3 is possession. Possession. You lose that opening draw, like your odds of winning go way down, I feel like. And the Wings just in that overtime didn't seem to like
Barely touched
conceptualize that. Dude, Ben Sherrod had it coming around the net with a guy, one of our players behind the net. He goes forward with it to Kane, I think, and then
Yep.
Ovechkin knocks it out of the play. Lost possession there. Raymond comes in and tries to go hero mode and bank it off the goalie's back as opposed to like looping around and keeping possession. And then DeBrincat got so mad at himself for the bad pass that he dove at his feet and it ended up being the game. There were so many people on the Heat report that were like, how are you calling DeBrincat cold? He scored a goal. I was like, yeah, he scored his first goal in 13 games. Sure. Right. But he also was like directly responsible for 2 goals in a 1-goal game.
I mean, I'm not saying it. I'm just hearing it around the city. It's not a priority curse. People are saying since the Fizz stopped, the Wings haven't been in rhythm and that it's a Fizz curse. So I feel like now that the band's back together, we're going to get on a run here. Frank, I've been waiting a month for this. I don't want to ask this.
Don't fucking ask me that stupid question. Don't ask me that dumbass question.
We do have journalistic integrity, even on 15 on Fizz, and we still have some time left. I haven't heard the horn yet, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is Yzerman's seat?
It's not hot. People are mad that he didn't do anything at the deadline. Here's the deal. Our defense fucking stinks and our goalie stinks. The good news is we're not invested in any of it long term. He didn't see any moves to make at the deadline because no moves he would have made us a cup contender. The only thing it would have done is maybe push round 1 to game 6 or 7. That's the only improvement he was ever going to make. We have short-term contracts on the D. Half the guys you see here aren't going to be here in 2 years, and half the guys you don't like aren't going to be here in 3 years. When all the young guns he drafted are going to be up here. It's still going to be a while. It's a long process. The seat's not hot, but your seat's hot, Channy.
You know what?
I'm asking the questions that the Fizz Army is thinking. That's my job here on 15 on Fizz.
The seat is going to be hot if he doesn't fucking re-sign Kane tonight, okay?
I hope Kane wants to come back. I got to blow my own fucking horn here. I hope Kane wants to come back. I do. All right. Well, that was fun and electric. So we're at 21 minutes for the show. This is what we wanted to do. Keep them short, keep them sweet, scream at each other for as fast as we could. But I think that's it. I think maybe we'll start to end these with a couple over-unders to close them each week. But moving forward, this is kind of what we got. So I hope you guys like it. Let us know any feedback, DM, message, anything in between. The episode was brought to you by the delicious Fosa Spirits and Detroit City Distillery. Don't interrupt the ad read. That's the only thing. Don't interrupt the fucking ad read, you dipshit. That's how, this is what makes the thing go.
Sponsored by the NHL, NFL, and
college
football.
Vosa and Detroit City Distillery. Okay, go ahead, Lou. You couldn't wait fucking 3 seconds for me to finish the word distillery.
Over/under rated. Stripper fights. Chandler, go.
Underrated.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Underrated.
Underrated. They're awesome. I saw one this weekend.
That's it. Thank you for listening to episode 143 of The Fizz. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.